o'clock. Good evening. Well, here we are. It's 8 o'clock. It's Wednesday. It's the 16th of December, and it's Nick's marvellous Wednesday night quiz. Lovely to see so many of you all logged on, raring to go. My wife's still running around putting the washing away, and my daughter hasn't even turned up yet, so never mind. There's plenty of time for that. Now then, what's everybody been up to today? I hope you've got yourselves ready. Do feel to log in and add something to the chat tonight. More the merrier, especially as we get closer and closer to Christmas. It'd be great also if everybody wants to put a few jokes in. You're more than welcome to. But never mind. I have put one up there about. Did you hear that production was down at Santa's workshop? Many of his workers had to isolate. Oh dear, oh dear. That was a dreadful joke. That was one of Robin Miller's just given me a few jokes to post tonight, so we'll see how they fare. Right, tonight, as normal, we will have 6 rounds of general trivia. We're starting off with Wednesday the 16th, followed by a rhyming animals round. That'll be interesting. That's followed by a food trivia trail, which in turn is followed by a round called Winter. And then we have a mystery letter round, followed by a general trivia round. Right, Jackie's just joined us, so good evening, Jackie. Hope all is well with you and you're keeping fit and well and raring to go over this Christmas period. Hasn't it been great news from Boris today? You can mix with people, but don't mix if you can avoid it. Yeah. Oh, well, never mind. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Train Bear. Oh, dear. Rudolf Yelgev, the Russian revolutionary, was a pisshead who never travelled by rail. His associates, what's that? Explained that Rudolph the Red loathes train beer. Oh dear. Rudolph the Red. Never mind, Robin. Keep them coming. Always more the merrier. Right, we've got 15 teams ready to do business so far. And hopefully we'll have more and more joining us before we start at 8:15. Now then, can anybody hear any carols in the background? Because I am playing a little bit of music, but if it's distorting and causing problems, I'll give it a miss, if you know what I mean. Jackie said, why couldn't Joseph and Mary go to the virtual birth in Bethlehem? Because there is no Zoom at the end. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, yes, quite enough of that, he says. No. Right, who else is joining us tonight? So we've got Jackie on. Robin's already signed up and raring to go. My wife's just sitting down with a beer in hand. I have managed to get myself a glass ready. Obviously, we're getting towards the festive season, so it must be time to enjoy a few beers at Christmas. Talking of beers at Christmas, my Oppo Keith will be delivering 18-pint carryouts over the next, for next week delivery. That's next Wednesday delivery. So if anybody would like to order a box of one of our marvellous ales, we've got I think 6 available. I'll let you know as we go through the quiz what they are tonight. So Robin's just saying, I don't know about raring to go. Mick and Bev are online, and Mike Yanks has also joined us. Oh, that's what I need to see. Right, talking of our beers, this will be available next week in bag-in boxes. These are 18-pint carryouts, effectively, that will be delivered within a 3-mile radius of Rugby Town Centre. We start off with our own beer, which is a pale fruity thing at just 4.1%, I think, something like that. No, it's not, it's 3.8%. Oh, sorry, I've got too much noise going on in the background. That's Lest We Forget. That'll cost you 32 quid. We've got a box of Citra, if you fancy Citra from Oakham's Brewery. A very hoppy pale ale, that's £39 for a box, 18 pints. We've got Hooky Best Bitter, which is a good standing quaffing bitter. That's £34 for an 18-pint carry-out. We've also got Bishop's Farewell, another fine beer from Oakham's, at £40 for an 18-pint. And we've also got the 12 Days, which is a fantastic dark beer, quite strong, 5.5%. At £46. I had some of that last week and that was superb. So anybody living in the Rugby area, if you fancy a box for next week, let me know before Friday and we can arrange to have it delivered to your house at no extra cost, that is. I'll go through those beers again. Right, let's see who else has joined us. We've got Clive and Janet from Stockton. They're saying good evening all. Good evening, Clive. Good evening, Janet. Hope all is well with you. And you're raring to go for tonight's quiz. The Latham House Lockdown have already joined us. All right, dude. Faye's just joined us. Hi all. Hope you've had a good day. And Carol Jackson and the Home Alone 6 are all here raring to go. Just heard my daughter at the door. She's just turned up. She's been busy working hard today. Lydia, she's struggling to get him through the door by the sounds of things, but never mind. And Jane's just joined us, Jane Gifford. So good evening to Jane and Graham from sunny Cambridge, and I hope all is well with you there today. Obviously, we had some really dreadful weather today. We took the children out. These are the grandchildren. We took them out fairly early today over to Coombe Abbey, which is near Rugby, just outside Coventry. And we had a lovely morning, albeit very windy and cold. But we managed to avoid all that horrible weather that came a little bit later. So we snuck it in quite nicely. Right, who else has joined us? We've got Andrew and Jane. Good evening to you two. Hope all is well with you. Evening, lads. My daughter's just walked in with a computer under her arm. And Georgie and Rory have just joined us, the Yorkies. So we have our York contingent joining us for tonight's quiz. Now, as I'd mentioned earlier, as you're all joining us, what's that? We're starting off tonight's quiz with first round will be entitled Wednesday the 16th. The second round is entitled Rhyming Animals, Animals, which is quite an interesting round. Then we have a food trivia trail. That's followed by a round called Winter, round number 4. Round number 5 tonight is a mystery letter round. All the letters start with the same letter, but I don't tell you unless you cajole me into giving you the answer. And then finally, we'll have a general trivia round to keep us going. Now then, anybody got any more silly jokes while we're about it? What else? I found some good jokes. As I say, Robin gave me some marvellously silly jokes. These are jokes directly from your cracker, Christmas cracker jokes this year. So I'll put some online for us. Here we go. I'll just say this one quickly. This was, why did pirates have to go into lockdown? Because the rate had risen. Oh dear, that's dreadful. Yeah, quite. Never mind. Does everybody make sure they've got their beer to hand or drinks for tonight, whether it be wine, beer, soft drinks, coffee or whatever? Get those to hand along with your nibbles, if we're going to have nibbles tonight. And Dave Anderson has just joined us, so good evening. And Penny Graham has also joined us, both from sunny Essex. Now then, was it not Essex that's just gone into tier 3 to follow the rest of us? I was going to say something about that. It must be, it can't be anything to do with you, because obviously you stay indoors a lot and do my quiz team. But great to see Penny's joined us, and great to see the Andersons have joined us. Evening, Annie's here. Dave is only half here. He's watching the Spurs game with the sound down whilst he's quizzing tonight. Oh, excellent. That's fair enough. Of course, the big match, isn't it? Liverpool Spurs tonight. We'll see how that goes. You'll have to update us unless somebody says no, because some people might be recording it to watch it later. I don't know. We'll see. Sarah and Russ have joined us from sunny Worcester. I expect the rain cleared Worcester before it cleared Rugby this afternoon. So hope you managed to get out possibly later on this afternoon, Sarah, and have an afternoon out. I don't know. And Pick and Mix have also joined us. Good evening, Pick and Mix. How are things with thee? He says, no. Now then, just to keep you in the up to date on what's going on. Next Wednesday, I will be doing a quiz on the 23rd of December, just to keep you all entertained. And then we'll also be doing a quiz on the 27th, which is the Sunday. So Wednesday, Sunday. There will be no break for me, but never mind. I'm sure I'll enjoy doing quizzes to keep you all going. We've just had, Latham locked out. What a coincidence that the footy is on. I expect here it is, the Liverpool game. Oh, yes. Paul has just signed the Quizzy Rascals have joined us. So good evening to the Quizzy Rascals. Give them a wave. And Andrew Smith has said, good evening, B-in-law. I presume that means his brother-in-law. So good evening, Andy. Hope all is well with you and you're keeping well after because you were locked down last week. But never mind, you should be clear and whatever now. We are still in Tier 2 here in Tendring District. Now then, that's interesting. So that means the whole of Essex, or some of Essex, is in Lot Tier 2, and the other parts are in Tier 3. Is that my reading of that? Never mind. We're in Tier 3, unfortunately, in sunny Warwickshire at the moment. It kind of spread down from the north. The plague approached us from the north, and but never mind. What the hell? We've been locked down for a long time now. Pubs have been shut since November, really. We were supposed to get some respite come today, really. We thought that we were going to get an announcement from, of course, our leader, Boris, today about moving into lower tiers and all this, but I don't suppose it's going to make an awful lot of difference to us if we did go down a tier, to be quite honest, because Tier 2 does not give clubs a great deal of flexibility to do an awful lot, if that makes any sense, but never mind. Saw a documentary about how ships stay in one piece. It's riveting. I like that one. Oh dear. Good evening, Carol. Cornish Dykes here. Good evening, Carol. Hope all is well with you. Keeping well. Right, we're just a few minutes to go before the quiz. Let me just go through last week's winners. We had some good scores last week. We had Paula Lewis and the Quizzy Rascals came out on top last week with 62 points out of a possible 63. Don't know how they do it, but they did. They were closely followed by PRS on a fantastic 61 points. Then we had Ian, Julie and Harry, of course, with a bottle of Shiraz. They ended up on 58 points, closely followed by Clive and Janet from Stockton on 57. Then we had a number of other teams, Michelle Gibbons on 56, Home Alone 6 on 54, and so on and so forth. So some great scores last week. PRS is signing in. He said, how's the power generation? Dismal, Matthew. Although, to be fair, yesterday I had my new smart meter fitted. Not that that's going to make any difference whatsoever, but it does mean to say I can keep an eye on how much I'm spending. And I was telling my wife off a little bit earlier, because we'd just gone past £1 for today, and I said that's far too much. But never mind, she didn't switch the oven on last night, did you, Angela? And I told her, now we're going on to a new smart tariff where we're not allowed to use any power whatsoever from 4:30 till 7 o'clock in the evening. We've decided to eat salad now during the winter, and we can go on to hot food during the summer. Makes far more sense. Well, so we're looking at having a different salad every night from now. Yeah, well, never mind. I don't think that's going to go down too much, but never mind. Right, Michelle's joined us. So good evening, James, Michelle and Charlie. Jackie says, it worries me that Matt Hancock is telling us the tiers tomorrow. Boris always leaves him to give out bad news. Well, did we ever really think we were going to get out of it? Anne's just said, Dave's dad lives in a village 2 miles from Tiptree. He's in Tier 3. Tiptree in Tier 2. We're in Tier 3 now. Oh, well. I used to live in Tiptree, so I can understand why it's in Tier 2, I suppose. It was all that jam they used to make there. That's what it was, I suppose. Right then, everybody. We just have a couple of minutes to go, and we'll get going with the quiz. Make sure you've got yourselves pens and paper to hand. Do remember, everybody, you do your own marking after each round. Oh, Carol's saying our local is in Tier 1, and he's not opening. He runs at a loss in winter and depends on Boxing Day and New Year and tourists at Christmas to make money. None of which is going to happen. No, what a shame. Could he not just open a couple of days, maybe on Christmas Day, Boxing Day, New Year, and be done with it? There's nothing quite like coming on a very cold evening like a nice chilled salad. I thought that, Robin, I thought we could have a nice caprese salad on a Monday, followed by a Wardell salad maybe on a Tuesday, and any other salad I can think of on a Wednesday, you know, something like that. I think the wife's gone off that idea already. 3 months. No, I don't like salad much anyway, but never mind. Oh dear, Roy's just put, my racing snail was getting a bit slow, so I tried taking off his shell. It's made him more sluggish. That is very good, actually. I like that one. How long does beer keep? Now, there's a good question, Carol. If it's under pressure in a keg and it's sterilised and homogenised and pasteurised, And in a cellar, I would expect 3 to 6 months without any hassle whatsoever. In a bottle, you could possibly get 20 years out of it, plus in a bottle, possibly. But realistically, if it's a cask ale, less than a week basically before you need to drink it. So that's about it. It also goes very flat if it's in a standard cask. What do you get when you combine a cow, a duck, a piece of wood, and a rhino? Cow, the duck, wood, rhino. Cow, the duck, wood, rhino. Let's see. Right then, everybody, let's get going. It is now 2015. So without further ado, Lydia, are you up to speed with the questions? Yep. Good. Right. Now then, first round, starting with the letter W, as in Wednesday. So first answer's got to start with the letter W. Do remember, if you like the quiz tonight, give me a like with the like button. It all helps with my stats, which I'm trying to get even higher as we speak. So do feel keen just to hit the like button. Right, question number 1, starting with the letter W. With which song did Swedish pop group ABBA win the 1974 Eurovision Song Contest? It's not particularly tricky. So with which song did Swedish pop group ABBA win the 1974 Eurovision Song Contest? And of course, that's got to start with the letter W for Wolverine, or W for something or other. Question number 2. This is a slightly tricky one, but not impossible. Played by Carmen Silvera, what is the first name of René's wife in the UK TV series Hello, Hello? So played by Carmen Silvera, what is the first name of René's wife in the UK TV series Hello, Hello? We all remember that well, I'm sure. Well, all except the Yorkies, they've probably never seen it, but never mind. Good series. Well worth watching, very funny. Do you want that off? Sorry. Question number 3, starting with the letter D. Which flat horse race in England is open to 3-year-old thoroughbred colts and fillies and is run over a distance of 1 mile, 4 furlongs and 6 yards? Don't make that an easy one, do that. Don't forget, we dropped the indefinite article, or the definite article, from the beginning of that answer. So which flat horse race in England is open to 3-year-old thoroughbred colts and fillies and is run over a distance of 1 mile, 4 furlongs and 6 yards? Good evening, Denise. Hope all is well with you. I'll put you really not. Did you play this? I can't remember whether you played on Sunday night, Denise, because I put a nice Dublin question in for you. But I can't remember whether you took part or not. But never mind. You're here anyway now, so that's important. Right then, question number 4, starting with the letter N as in Nick. Prior to his funeral in 1805 and interment in St. Paul's Cathedral, whose body was unloaded from a ship at the Nore, a sandbank at the mouth of the Thames estuary? So question 4 again. Prior to his funeral in 1805 and interment in St. Paul's Cathedral, whose body was unloaded from a ship at the Nore, a sandbank at the mouth of the Thames estuary? So one word answer I'm after, starting with the letter N, which makes it a bit easier for you. Oh, Denise has put, no, can't make Sundays. Never mind, that's fine. I'll put the question in. I should put one in tonight for you, but never mind, Denise. Oh, Ian's just joined us. So we've got Harry, Julian, Ian, and his bottle of Shiraz. Blimey, that Shiraz goes down well. And he does drink Shiraz, don't you, Ian? We bumped into him in Tesco's a few weeks ago, and there he was, sneaking out these bottles of Shiraz. Oh, we've got little Nick with us tonight. I'm going to put Nick up. Sorry. Team mascot here. Put him up the back there. Right, question number 5, starting with the letter E, which makes this dead easy. What model of Ford car was Roger Clark's 1972 RAC rally winning car, the RS 1600? So question 5 again. What model of Ford car was Roger Clark's 1972 RAC rally-winning car, the RS 1600? Couldn't half get a bit of power out of those things. Amazing. Yes, that's true, Ian. Well spotted with that one. I could have put that. Is that still in production, Ian? You probably know better than me. Question number 6. Derived from Greek. What name is given to a telegraphy system conveying information to the distance by means of visual signals with handheld flags? That's got to start with the letter S, of course. So derived from Greek. What name is given to the telegraphy system conveying information at a distance by means of visual signals with handheld flags? Oh dear. I don't know, only sure can't see the top shelf. Question number 7 starts with the letter D, as in Dorothy. What was the only Australian city which was bombed by the Japanese during World War II? So question number 7 again. What was the only Australian city which was bombed by the Japanese during World War II? Probably the only one they could reach, I would have thought. Question number 8 starts with the letter A, which makes this pretty straightforward. Which character from Greek mythology was loved by both Aphrodite and Persephone, and has a name that is also used as a general term for a handsome young man? I've heard the wife describe me as this before now. So one word answer were me starting with the letter A. So which character from Greek mythology was loved by both Aphrodite and Persephone, and has a name that is also used as a general term for a handsome young man? Well, she's laughing. I can't believe that. Oh dear. Robin Spot, I've heard her call you by a word beginning with A. That's not the only letter she's used, Robin, I'm sure. But never mind. She's mellowed. She's mellowed. As you say. Question number 9. This starts with the letter Y, which makes this a bit too silly, but never mind. What part of a standard chicken's egg contains the vitamins A, B, C, and K, and is a rare source of vitamin D? I'll give you the choice. Is it the white or the yolk? Oh, no, I haven't. I'm giving you the answer. So what part of a standard chicken's egg contains the vitamins A, B, C, and K, and is a rare source of vitamin D? I'll give you a choice. Is it the white or the yolk? But as it's got to start with one of those letters, it makes it a bit easier for you. So sorry, that's a dreadfully easy question. So we'll move on to question number 10. Question number 10, the Italian word quindici is the equivalent of what number? This, of course, has got to start with the number 1. It's 2 digits, surprisingly. So the Italian word quindici is the equivalent of what number? What's he put? Roy's put? The ABBA tribute band were incredibly loud last night. You could hear the drums from Nando's. See ya. Oh, that's right. Yeah, right. Now then, question number 11. This has got to start with the number 6. It's one you can work out if you think carefully. Just need a bit of lateral thinking. last minted in the United Kingdom in 1856. How many groats were there in a guinea? So question 11 again, one for you to work out. Last minted in the United Kingdom in 1856. How many groats were there in a guinea? It's an interesting question. Apparently the groat is derived from French or something to do with large coin. Although by the time it apparently by the time we got to 1856, it had become a much smaller coin. But never mind. Question number 12, listen carefully. Which chocolate brand has used the advertising slogan, Chocolate Heaven, since 1911? Now, do remember, that has got to start. George's foot, guineas are ageist. Well, they are a bit ageist, I suppose, but never mind, Georgie. So question 12 again. Which chocolate brand has used the advertising slogan, Chocolate Heaven, since 1911? Starts with the letter T, which makes it fairly straightforward, I'm sure, for you lovers of chocolates. And finally, question number 13, for all you that have travelled. Combining the sovereign nations of Haiti and the Dominican Republic, what is the name of the second largest island of the Greater Antilles? Starts with the letter H. It's a one-word answer I'm after. So combining the sovereign nations of Haiti and the Dominican Republic, what is the name of the second largest island of the Greater Antilles? It's a place I've been to, and I'm sure the wife will get that straight away. Right then, that's the end of our first round. One or two tricky ones in there, but I think most people would have done all right, especially with the egg question. Okay then, everybody. Are we happy with our answers? Nobody needs any extra time there, do they? Or we got answers down for all our questions that I've given you? In which case, let's do some marking. 13 possible points up for the first round. Question 1, the song that the ABBA sang was Waterloo, of course. Number 2, she was called Edith, was Renee's wife in Hello, Hello. She was called Edith. Number 3 is the Derby I wanted, that race. Number 4, it was Nelson's, of course, body that was unloaded from a ship. Number 5, it was an Escort, as in a Ford Escort, also the name of a magazine that Ian pointed out. Number 6, that system of telegraphy was called Semaphore. Number 7, it was Darwin that was bombed by the Japanese. I suppose that's about as far as I could get, to be fair, in return. Number 8 was Adonis. I'm sure you all got that one right. Number 9, of course, was the yoke. Number 10, I was after Quindici, is the equivalent of number 15. Number 11, there were 63 groats in a guinea. Of course, each groat was worth 4. So there were 3 in a shilling. 20 shillings was actually 21 shillings, which worked out at 63. I'm sure you could work that one out. Number 12 was Thornton's. And final number 13, the island was Hispaniola. Hispaniola. Right then, let's have some scores in. See how we've all fared after that dead easy first round, and we'll see how we're all getting on for the quiz tonight. Right then, who's first in with a score? Let's see. Denise is straight in with a 13. Great score. Can't get on with that one. Can anybody beat a 13? I doubt it somehow, but never mind. Carol's in with an 11, famous 5 with a 14. Well done. Michelle Gibbons with a 13. We've got Piaris on a 12. We've got Ian Miller's on a 12. Andrew Lewis is on 11. Split the difference on 13. We've got Latham House Lockdown on 9. Graham Gifford only a 13. Home Alone 6 are on only a 12. We've got Oops on a 13, says Hillary. We've got Clive and Janet from Stockton on 12. Alan Anderson's on 13. Ian, Julian, Harry and the Shiraz are on nothing. Penny Graham's on 11. We've got Georgie Lambert for the Yorkers on 8.5 points. Mick Roberts is on 12. We've got Paul Lewis on 13. Mike Yates is on 12. Peggy Mixer on 11. Booby Prize girls are also on 14 points. Sarah's on 11. We've got Ian's just posted his score. They are on 13 points. Well played, Ian. Alex Brown's coming in with an 11. Well played, Alex. Some great scores in that first round. Do remember that I think there were only 13 possible answers, so obviously those were the 14 to 13. So well done, everybody. Right, then we've got some great scores in before we go into round number 2. Round number 2 is called Rhyming Animals. Now, this is a little bit more complicated. There are 10 general knowledge questions where the answer rhymes with the name of an animal, and I need you to answer the question, and I need you to, for another half point, put down the... so there's half a point for the answer to the question, and there's half a point for an animal that it rhymes with. Does that make any sense? You'll get the idea. So, for instance, if the answer was wig, I'll give you half a point for that. And that might rhyme with pig, for instance. So I'll give you half a point for that. Does that make any sense? Now, some of them, there are more than one animal. Now, there's no smart asses that can name as many animals under the sun. I did go through the list to try and find as many as possible. So I will let you know. And anybody wants to argue, just give yourself half a point if you think it's a living animal of any description that rhymes with your answer. So here we go then. Question number 1. Listen carefully. What word originally referred to a drink made with water and rum, which British Vice Admiral Edward Vernon introduced into the naval squadron he commanded in the West Indies on the 21st of August, 1740? George has just joined us. Good evening, George. Hope all is well with you. Nice wave as usual. So what word originally referred to a drink made with water and rum, which British Vice Admiral Edward Vernon introduced into the naval squadron he commanded in the West Indies on the 21st of August, 1740? Now, I managed to get 3 animals to rhyme with that one. Any advance on 3? I'll be interested to know. No, I only need one. I only need one animal. I came up with 3. That was all. That was only after researching, obviously. Right then. Question number 2. What is a large knife that usually resembles a rectangular bladed hatchet? It is largely used as a butcher's knife intended for hacking through bone. It's just a one-word answer. So what is a large knife that usually resembles a rectangular bladed hatchet? It's largely used as a butcher's knife intended for hacking through bone. I could only find one animal that actually rhymed with that one, but never mind. Question number 3. Also a woman's name. What is a county in Western Ireland with terrain ranging from rolling countryside to craggy Atlantic coastline? So question 3 again. Also a woman's name. What is a county in Western Ireland with terrain ranging from rolling countryside to craggy Atlantic coastline? Don't make up a girl's name. It's an obvious one. Oh, I've just lost Nick. He's disappeared down here. Hey, come back. Well, get him singing while we can. Right, question number 4. You've got to drop one of the words. Dropping the word saint. What is the name of the Basilia, an Italian Renaissance church within the Vatican City, the papal enclave in Rome? It's a place I've been to. I'm sure a lot of people that have visited Rome would have been there. So dropping the word saint, what is the name of the Basilia, an Italian Renaissance church within the Vatican City, the papal enclave in Rome? So it's known as what? Somebody's playing Christmas tunes in the background. Don't know where that's coming from. Oh, it stopped. Question number 5. What semi-automatic pistol was well known for its use by German soldiers during World War I and World War II? Again, it's a one-word answer I'm after. So what semi-automatic pistol was well known for its use by German soldiers during World War I and World War II? Question number 6. In which game might you find 2 fat ladies, a knock at the door, or maybe duck and dive? So question 6 again. In which game might you find 2 fat ladies, a knock at the door, or maybe duck and dive? That can't be too hard, surely. One of the teams should get this one, definitely. So question number 7. According to the lyrics of a song by Tony Orlando and Dawn, what yellow item might you tie around the old oak tree? Surely that can't be too tricky. So according to the lyrics of a song by Tony Orlando and Dawn, what yellow item might you tie round the old oak tree? No, nothing rude, thank you. Question number 8. In the game of tennis, what name is given to a score which is tied at 40 all? So question 8 again. In the game of tennis, what name is given to a score which is tied at 40 all? Has everybody got a reasonable feed tonight? So the numbers seem to be going up and down quite a bit. I don't know, but never mind. Maybe it's just me. Question number 9. Taking just the first word of the answer, what was the most successful single for the Goodies? It entered the UK singles charts on the 15th of March 75, eventually peaking at number 4. Good, everybody seems to have a good feed. Well, Jackie and Denise have anyway. So taking just the first word of the answer, it's a 2-word answer really. What was the most successful single for the Goodies? It entered the UK singles chart on the 15th of March 1974, eventually peaking at number 4. Bit of an ageist question, I know, for the Yorkies there, but never mind. 74, it's probably about 74. And finally, question number 10. Traditionally written with embossed paper, what is a tactile writing system used by people who are blind or visually impaired? Excellent, George, you got that one. Well done. So traditionally written with embossed paper, what is a tactile writing system used by people who are blind or visually impaired? Now, to be fair, the marking to this round is going to be a little bit easier than normal, because when I do this in the pub, I always get teams arguing. Well, I said this and you said that, and you gave them half a point for this. You're marking your own, so it's up to you whether you think the animal you put down is worthy of the extra half point. So it's half a point for the answer, half a point for the animal we put down. Has everybody got some answers to these? You got some answers, Angela? Good. I managed to get 4 to that last one. You must be able to get at least 1. Right, then we started off. Here we go then, some marking. The word originally referred to drink made with rum and water, introduced to the Navy in 1740, was grog. Grog. So you could have had frog, dog, or hog, something like that. Or indeed anything else you might have made up. Number 2, the large knife I was after, which usually resembles a rectangular bladed hatchet. I was after a cleaver, as in a meat cleaver, and that, of course, rhymes with beaver. Robin's got a pollywog. Something to do with the Navy? Yes. Number 3, that county I was after in Ireland was County Clare. Of course, you could have had a bear, a hare, a mare even. I suppose they're all animals. Number 4, dropping the word saint. What is the name of the basilica? That's St. Peter's, of course. So it's Peter's, and that rhymes with the plural of cheetah, cheetahs, and or anteaters, if you fancy that one. I couldn't find any more than that. So you could have had cheetahs or anteaters, I suppose, or anything else you might come up with. A pollywog. Oh, yes, a tadpole. That's right. I've heard of a pollywog before. Right. Pollywog goes with grog. Well done. That is very good, actually. Oh, dear. Sorry. Right. The semi-automatic pistol used by the Germans was called a Luger, which I presume could be a cougar. That's one I've got. Number 6. In which game might you see 2 fat ladies, a knock at the door, or maybe a duck and dive? Of course, that was the game of bingo. You could have had a dingo, or maybe a flamingo, or anything else ending in ingos. Number 7, of course, that song was tie a yellow ribbon round the old oak tree. A ribbon, of course, rhymes with gibbon or something of that type. Number 8, of course, the 40-all in the game of tennis is deuce. And, of course, what more could you want than a moose? And finally, viper. And finally, no, not finally, we've got to also take in the first word of the answer. The goodies highest entry on the singles charts was Funky Gibbon, of course. So if you took the word funky, that should have, that's all I needed, and that rhymes with the word monkey. And finally, traditionally written on embossed paper, of course, I was after braille, which you could have had whale, or you could have had Roy's Racing Snail, or a quail, or indeed a rail. In fact, there's many animals that could probably rhyme with braille. So there we have it. Right then, you're marking your own. Remember, it's so it's only half a point for each, remember. So if you've got straight 10 out of 10, that's fine. Right. I think you're all doing very well, marking your own. Here we go. Clive Janet from Stockton on 22. We've got today. He's moved on to 23, as has me, Sheldon, very well on 23 points. We've now got Carol Green, moved on to 21, and the famous 5 on 23 points. Ian and his bottle of Shiraz on 23 points. The Givens are on 23. Split the Difference are on 23. But we're doing remarkably well here at the moment. Home Alone 6 on 22. The Yorkies have moved on to 17. We've got Andrew Lewis and Jane on 20. We've got Ian Miller on 21. Mike Yates is on 21. The Pooplerise girls moved on to 18. Annick Brown's on 21. We've got PRS on 22 points. Mick Roberts has moved on to 21. We've got Sarah and the gang from Worcester on 19 points. Latham House Lockdown on 18 points. Anne Anderson's now moved on to 22.5 points. Pigamix on 21. We've got Penny Graham on 19. There's some great scores out there tonight. Well done, everybody, with that rather testing round. It made you think, if nothing else. Now then, this round number 3 is entitled a Food Trivia Trail. So basically, it's a standard trivia trail, except it doesn't go all the way around. Unfortunately, I couldn't get it to work, and you'll understand after the first question why I couldn't get it to work. Anyway, here we go. Basically, the last letter of your answer is the first letter of your next answer, and so on and so forth, till we get to number 10, when it's supposed to go back to number 1, but in this case it doesn't, so I'm very sorry about this. We start off then. Question number 1, listen carefully, this is your food trivia round. Which group formed in Stockport had a top 10 hit in 1975 with Life is a Minestrone? Life is a Minestrone. How did it go, Anshul? Something with dinner and cheese? I can't remember. I can't remember the lyrics, but never mind. I'm sure Robin will want me to sing it again. Life is a minestrone. Right. Take the name of that band or the last letter that you've got, and it's the first letter of question number 2, derived from the French meaning crust. What name is given to a small cubes of fried or toasted bread? Oh dear. Yes. He loves my singing, old Robin does. So question 2 again, derived from the French meaning crust. What name is given to small cubes of fried or toasted bread? Right, that's a plural I want. Take the last letter of that, and it's the first letter of question number 3. Becoming internationally known at the 1939 New York World Fair, in what Scandinavian country did the smorgasbord originate? It was a plural, that last one, Mike, sorry. Plural, which makes this next one a bit easier. So question 3, becoming internationally known at the 1939 New York World Fair. In what Scandinavian country did the smorgasbord originate? Right, take the last letter of that Scandinavian country. It's the first letter of this one. Question number 4. Which loyalty card scheme is the largest in the United Kingdom and comprises a number of partner companies, including Sainsbury's, Esso, and eBay? There is a kind of a foodie connection there somewhere. So which loyalty card scheme is the largest in the United Kingdom and comprises a number of partner companies, including Sainsbury's, Esso, and eBay? Right, take the last letter of that loyalty card. I'm sure most of you will have one. Question number 5. The Tusky Triangle is a 9 square mile area of West Yorkshire, England, between Wakefield, Morley and Rothwell, famous for producing what herbaceous perennial vegetable? So question 5 again, the Tusky Triangle is a 9 square mile area of West Yorkshire, England, between Wakefield, Morley and Rothwell, famous for producing what herbaceous perennial vegetable? There's a good question for you. How many of you were watching MasterChef last night? Because if you were watching MasterChef last night, the next answer is easier. Question number 6. Remember, take the last letter of that vegetable. It's the first letter of this. With a name derived from the Aquitaine Romance language, what is a traditional Provençal fish stew originating from the port city of Marseille? Oh, I love you. You know, it's very good, Robin. Very good. Teaches you a few things, you know, you didn't know. They're always inventing new foods you've never heard of, that's for sure. I would have thought with all this lockdown, Robin, you'd have become a keen chef of some description, you know? Right then, question 6 again, with a name derived from the Aquitaine Romance language. That's a good one for you. What is a traditional Provençal fish stew originating from the port city of Marseille? Right, take the last letter of that, and it's the first letter of number 7. Oology is a branch of zoology. But what does an oologist normally study and or collect? So question 7 again, oology is a branch of zoology. But what does an oologist normally study and or collect? Right, then take the last letter of that thing that an oologist collects, and it's the first letter of this. Question number 8, by what name is a fermented fish paste commonly used in Southeast Asia and southern Chinese cuisines known as? It's a one-word answer I'm after. So by what name is a fermented fish paste commonly used in Southeast Asian and Southern Chinese cuisines known? It's a one-word answer I'm after. Got a letter to help you, providing you got the previous one. Question 7 is a plural, yes. Question number 7 is a plural for everybody, just in case you hadn't got that. I suppose it's got to be a plural, really. Yes. Question number 9. Originated in the historic Mino province, which European country produces a wine, Vino Verde, literally meaning green wine? So question 9 again, originated in the historic Mino province, which European country produces the wine, Vino Verde, literally meaning green wine? Well, if you got the name of that paste, it'll help you somewhat. If you didn't, it might confuse you. What's another? And finally, question number 10. This is a question I heard recently. Which European capital city holds a month-long festival called the Feast Day of St. Anthony, which is also known as the June Sardine Festival? So question 10 again, which European capital city holds a month-long festival called the Feast Day of St. Anthony, which is also known as the June Sardine Festival? It's a one-word answer. Now, unfortunately, that doesn't take you back to number 1, but never mind, you can understand why, I suppose, if you've got number 1. Just testing out the Goose IPA now. This is second drink of the evening. Bold hop finish. Bright citrus aromas. Well, it claims a lot, and it's not too bad, I have to say. Right, do we need any repeats from that round? Do remember, all your answers should start and finish. Well, or should you take, yeah, you know how a trivia trail works. Take the last letter of the first answer, it's the next letter of your next answer, and so on and so forth. Right, has everybody got answers down for those? In which case, let's do some marking, should we? We'll start off with the food trivia. Life is a Minestrone, of course, was by the group 10cc. Well done if you got that. They give you the C for croutons, which in turn gave you the S for the country of Sweden. That gave you the N for that loyalty card, a nectar card. That gave you the R for rhubarb, of course. It's known as the rhubarb triangle. I know it's a bit tricky because I've written it as a herbaceous perennial vegetable, which of course it is. A lot of people think it's a fruit, but it's not. But never mind. It was rhubarb all the same. That gave me the B for a bouillabaisse sauce, a bouillabaisse sauce. I don't quite know how to say it, but a bouillabaisse, I think it is. Bouillabaisse sauce. That gave us soup even. That gave you an E for eggs, of course. An oologist studies eggs. That in turn gave you the S for shrimp paste. Shrimp paste. Well done if you got that. It's available in most supermarkets. That gave you the P, of course, for the country Portugal, where Vino Verde originates. And that in turn gave you the L for that capital city of Lisbon. Lisbon. Well done if you got that. So 2 Portuguese questions rolled into one there, but never mind. Yeah, June Sardine Festival in Lisbon. Right, everybody, let's have some scores in, see how you've done after that round. And cheers, we'll try this one, see how this one goes. Right, we've got Ian and his Shiraz on 33 points. That's a fantastic score. Sarah, Russ, Joe and James on 28 points. We've got PRS on 32. Denise stays on 33. We've got Graham, Jane Gifford on 33. Ian Miller's on 29. We've got Clive Janet from Stockton on 31. Mick Robertson on 30. Paula Lewis and the Quizzy Rascal on 33. We've got Andrew Lewis on 28. Alex Brown's on 31. The Famous Fiver on 32. We've got Latham House Lockdown on 27. David Anderson, 31.5. We've got Pigamix on 30. Michelle Gibbons on 30. Home Alone 6 on 31. Penny Graham's on 27. Carol Gaines on 26. Georgia Lammett's now on 224. And Split the Difference on 33. So at this early midway stage, it appears the Yorkies are way ahead by 100 and... yeah, something like that. And the Booby Prize girls are on 27 points. So very well played, everybody. If you're in the 30s, you're doing remarkably well. So stick at it. Round. Oh, surely not, George. I thought you really were on 204. Never mind. Well played all the same. Now then, round number 4 is entitled Winter. Winter. Now this is a little bit trickier. Most of the questions contain the word winter something or somewhere in the question rather than the answer. You see, I ain't heard of Bouillabaisse on Professional MasterChef last night. That's what I said, Ian. It was on MasterChef last night, so well done. You learn something every day, you see. Mike Yates on 26. I do like to think if people do the quiz regularly, every week, there's always one thing they'll learn. Well, maybe not. With my quizzes, maybe not, but some of them get them all right anyway. Right, here we go then. Question number 1, listen carefully. Broadcast in 2011. Winter is Coming was the title of the first episode of which well-known fantasy drama TV series? My daughter will get that straight away. So broadcast in 2011, Winter is Coming was the title of the first episode of which well-known fantasy drama TV series? I meant to watch a bit more of it, actually. I think I got through 2 episodes. Question number 2. This is a little bit trickier, and I am giving you a multiple choice answer here. So Nordic combined is a winter sport consisting of cross-country skiing and what other discipline? I'll give you the choices. It's ski jumping, speed skating, or shooting. So question 2 again, Nordic combined is a winter sport consisting of cross-country skiing and what other discipline? I'll give you the choices. It's ski jumping, speed skating, or shooting. What's Jackie put? I've learned that you can't sing tonight. That's a bit unfair, Jackie. I'll have you know. Oh, I was a good singer. Oh, yes. I wasn't a chorister for anything, you know. I blame the microphone, Jackie. I obviously can't get the quality through this, but never mind. Question number 3. This is a good one. And I will give you half a point if you get the king's name and half a point for the regnal number I'm after. So with Catherine Hepburn playing the estranged Queen Eleanor of Aquitaine, which real-life King of England did Peter O'Toole play in the 1968 film The Lion in Winter? Robbins, but it's not unfair. Jackie is a very perceptive person. I didn't think so somehow. I think like you, Robin, she may be, you know, slightly... No, that's not fair. I'm sure she's not. She's nothing like you, Robin. Now, Robin, wasn't it you that told me you were completely tone deaf? Maybe it wasn't. I can't remember. I know Keith's tone deaf. I was just wondering. I'm sure somebody told me Robin was tone deaf, but maybe he's not. Question 3 again. With Catherine Hepburn playing his estranged Queen, Eleanor of Aquitaine, which real-life King of England Peter O'Toole play in the 1968 film The Lion in Winter? Now, it does get easier just for you, Yorkies, and Penny, and a few others. You might be struggling with some of these. Derived from the Latin word for winter, what name is given to the state of inactivity resembling deep sleep that some warm-blooded animals experience during winter? No, maybe you're not then, Robin. Oh, sure. Never mind. I won't say anymore. Question 4 again. Derived from the Latin word for winter, what name is given to the state of inactivity resembling deep sleep that some warm-blooded animals experience during winter? I was experiencing it myself this morning till I got woken up by the damn alarm. But never mind. Question number 5 is an interesting one. How many times have the Winter Olympics been cancelled due to war? So question 5 again. How many times have the Winter Olympics been cancelled due to war? That's not the kind of thing you're going to know, I suppose. So a good guess on that one is as good as anything. Question number 6, this one I'm sure you'll all know. Even if you don't know, you'll know it. According to a long-running tradition in North America, what type of animal can signal 6 more weeks of winter weather by seeing its shadow on February the 2nd and retreating to its burrow? The kind of date gives it away a bit. So, according to a long-running tradition in North America, what type of animal can signal 6 more weeks of winter weather by seeing its shadow on February the 2nd and retreating to its burrow? Don't know whether I've worded that right, but never mind. You'll get the idea. Made into a very good film. No, the wife didn't like it. Not the wife. Lydia didn't like it. Well. Question number 7. This was on my bucket list of places to go, but I haven't been there yet. The official residence of Russian emperors from 1732 to 1917. In which city would you find the Winter Palace? It's supposed to be a very impressive city. So the official residence of Russian emperors from 1732 to 1917. In which city would you find the Winter Palace? Yeah, it's got a bit of a winter theme to it. Unfortunately, of course, I suppose Sunday's, or at least next Wednesday's quiz is going to have to be kind of Christmassy theme. I'll see whether I can come up with something that's not all Christmas. Question number 8. First released on his album Whisper, who had a hit single in 1982 with the song A Winter's Tale? So question 8 again. First released on his album Whisper, who had a hit single in 1982 with the song A Winter's Tale? Now, if I sang it to you, you'd know it, but I won't sing it because I don't want to upset Robin. I could hum it, I suppose. I hope he wasn't careless. Question number 9. This is a bit more multiple choice. Is the William Shakespeare play The Winter's Tale traditionally classed as a comedy, a history, or a tragedy? So question 9 again. Is the William Shakespeare play The Winter's Tale traditionally classed as a comedy, a history, or a tragedy? And finally, question 10. In the world of fiction, where is the land of talking animals and mythical creatures that one white witch has ruled for over 100 years of deep winter? Have I worded that right? So question 10 again. In fiction, where is the land of talking animals and mythical creatures that one white witch has ruled for over 100 years of deep winter? There we have it. I think you'll know that one. Right, 10 questions on winter there. Now the dreadful round's over. We'll be all right for the rest of the quiz, I think. Never mind. There's always one trickier round than the rest. Right, do we need any more time, everybody? If you're talking furiously amongst yourselves, trying to figure out how many Winter Olympics there were, or how many... All tricky ones, those. Right then, let's get some marking done. Here we go. Here are the answers to that round. Broadcast in 2011, Winter is Coming was the title and first episode of which well-known fantasy TV drama? That was Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, well done with that one. Number 2, Nordic Combined. That combines cross-country skiing with ski jumping. So well done if you got that. I think a lot of people might have put shooting, I would have done. But Nordic Combined comprises of cross-country skiing and ski jumping. I think the one that combines shooting, of course, is biathlon, isn't it? Number 3, with Catherine Hepburn playing the estranged Queen Eleanor of Aquitaine, it was Henry II I was after. Henry II was played by Peter O'Toole. Number 4, of course, that's States. It's called Hibernation. Number 5, how many times have the Winter Olympics been cancelled due to war? Well, it's twice, in 1940 and 1944. First games, of course, were well after the First World War. They didn't start until 1924. Number 6 was Groundhog. A groundhog, as in Groundhog Day, celebrated on February the 2nd every year. Number 7 even, the official residence of the Russian emperors. It was the Winter Palace is in St. Petersburg. Number 8, A Winter's Tale, which I attempted to hum very quietly, was by David Essex. Number 9, The Winter's Tale, traditionally classed as a comedy. It's a comedy. And finally, number 10, of course, I was after the land called Narnia, which was ruled over by the White Witch. So there we are. Ian's put number 10. What does that mean? Oh, you didn't put number 10 down. Ah, sorry. Sorry, Ian. It's not on mine. Didn't come up on mine either. I'm on live chat. I'm not supposed to be on live chat. Yeah. Never mind. Let's have some answers. There are your answers. Let's see how we've fared. We have the Latham House Lockdown on 36 points. Sarah Rush, Joe and James on 36 points as well. The Giffords have moved on to 41 points. Ian Miller's now on 36. Cal Green's on 33. The Famous Five are on 41 points. Mick Roberts has moved on to 37. Georgia Lambert and the Yorkies are now on 30.5. Denise, great guessing. She's on 43 points. That is great guessing, I have to say. Paula Lewis is also on 43 points. Carol Jackson, Home Alone 6 on 40. Alex Brown's on 38. We've got Clive and Janet from Stockton on 41. Matthew Blood, PRS, have moved on to 42 points. Peggy Mixer on 39. Penny Graham's now on 31. Andrew Lewis is on 33. Mike Yates is on 32. Ian, Julian Harry on their bottle of Shiraz are on 42. We've got Jackie Skip, the Booby Prize Girls, have moved on to 34. We've got Split the Difference on 43 points. So we've got some great scores here. Oh dear, only 5, said David, on 36.5 points. Never mind, Dave, keep the quizzing going. I have to say there were a couple of those I probably have definitely got wrong. And Michelle's moved on to 39, so well done, Michelle. Right then, everybody. Next round tonight is entitled. What is it entitled? Oh, it's a mystery letter round. A mystery letter round. Now then, you've just got... Oh, it says my connection is unstable. Please wait while we try to reconnect you. Oh, no. Yes, and we're back on. Didn't like that. I had a bit of a drop out there. Don't know why. But never mind. Am I back online? Can everybody see me? Says old Ian Keeves. Well, he lives in... Where does he live? Oh, well, bound to lose me up in Ashover, isn't he? Right then, all the answers start with the same letter. Good. It just said quickly on my screen, you have got a duff connection. We will reconnect you. Good, I'm glad you're back. Right, here we go then. Well, it must have gone off. Didn't appear to go off at my end. Of course, I'm looking at myself, I suppose. Right then, here we go. Question number 1. Which English classical composer appeared in a set of 10 Greatest Britons commemorative stamps issued in 2013? He has also appeared on the reverse of a 50p piece. So question 1 again, which English classical composer appeared in a set of the 10 Greatest Britons commemorative stamps which were issued in 2013? He has also appeared on the reverse of a 50p piece. Let's see. I don't know what, but I've turned into a bag man apparently. Can't stop attracting pigs. Oh dear. Nice one here. Stupid. Oh dear, dear, dear. He comes up with some good ones, doesn't he? I have to say. He's a little joker. Silly one that I had earlier. I'll put that one in. Question number 2. In which game may you come across the Alcatraz coup, an illegal method of learning how the opponent, about the opponent's cards? So in which game may you come across the Alcatraz coup, an illegal method of learning about the opponent's cards? That's a bit below the belt, isn't it? Question number 3. Remember, all these answers are going to start with the same letter. What is a cut of meat from the breast or lower chest of beef or veal? It is one of the 9 primal cuts, though the precise definition of the cut differs internationally. But then we're not talking about the United States or wherever else. So question 3 again, what is a cut of meat from the breast or lower chest of beef or veal? It is one of the 9 primal cuts, though the precise definition of the cut differs internationally. You might like to leave that until you've got a few more clues, and then you can definitely say, yes, we've got the right letter here. Question number 4, according to the governing body, which sport is played on a court 20 foot wide and 44 feet long? So question 4 again, according to the governing body, which sport is played on a court 20 feet wide by 40 feet, say that again, 44 feet long? That's nearly as bad as my granddaughter. She's always having us playing Peter Piper, Pick a Pack of Pepper. And I nearly got it up to a really good speed, but still can't do it. Question number 5. Which item of clothing's name was coined in June 1946 by Parisian engineer Louis Renard? It was named after an event which had happened just 4 days before. So question 5 again. Which item of clothing's name was coined in June 1946 by Parisian engineer Louis Renard? It was named after an event which had happened just 4 days before. Question number 6. It's just a one-word answer I'm after with this. Which Citroen van is almost identical to the Peugeot partner panel van and the leisure activity vehicles produced by the PSA Peugeot Citroën. I don't know about the. It's by PSA Peugeot Citroën. Leaves us on hand to that. Question 6 again. Which Citroën van is almost identical to the Peugeot partner panel van and the leisure activity vehicles produced by PSA Peugeot Citroën? Martin said, thanks for that. Does that mean you knew that one or not, Martin? Never mind, you might know this one. Question number 7. Meaning the way or the moral of the warrior. What one word is a Japanese term describing a samurai's way of life, loosely tied to the concept of chivalry in Europe? Oh, Martin's got one on his drive. Well, that's all right then. So meaning the way or the moral of the warrior, what one word is a Japanese term describing a samurai's way of life, loosely tied to the concept of chivalry in Europe. Now do remember, all these answers got to start with the same letter. So question number 8, what was built to defend the eastern approach of the city of Paris from the English threat in the 100 Years' War? What are you driving, Martin? Martin's going to put a van here. So question 8 again. What was built to defend the eastern approach to the city of Paris from the English threat in the 100-Year War? I'd figured it was your fishing vehicle, actually, Martin. I thought so. Nearly long enough to get your rods in, so to speak. What? My wife says it's a bit personal talking about your rods, but never mind. Question number 9. I'll double check this, certainly with the whatevers, to make sure I hadn't got the sport wrong, as usual. With which sport would you associate the Red Sox, the Dodgers, and the Yankees? So question 9 again, with which sport would you associate the Red Sox, the Dodgers, and the Yankees? And finally, question number 10, Schmetterling is the name that the Germans give to which brightly coloured insect? So question 10 again, Schmetterling is the name that Germans give to which brightly coloured insect? You've been told to go back and change all the answers from wrong composer. Well, you shouldn't have put Arnold Bax in the first place, should you? But never mind. Right then, everyone, let's do some marking. Got 10 answers down. Has everybody got 10 answers down, or are you still rejigging them to get them right? Do remember they should all start with the same letter if you're lucky. Right then, here we go. Here are the answers to the previous 10 questions. The English classical composer I was after was, in fact, Benjamin Britten. Well done if you got that. Number 2, that card game I was after, the game of bridge. Number 3, I was after the brisket, one of the 9 primal guts. Number 4 was the game of badminton. Number 5, it was bikini. The bikini, as in the atomic explosion, of course, in Bikini Atoll, I suppose. Number 6 was the Bolingo. Number 7 is called Bushido, loosely known as the moral way of the warrior. Number 8 was the Bastille, of course, that the French tried to keep us out. Number 9 was baseball, and final number 2, a Schmetterling, of course, is butterflies. Butterflies, those beautiful insects. Schmetterling. Right then, everybody, let's have some scores in. I'm sure most of you would have done pretty well on that round by the time you worked out it was Benjamin Britten and not Arnold Bax or Butterworth or Bantock or whatever else it might have been. Right then, let's have some scores in, see how we're all faring after that round. Mike Yates has moved on to 41. We've got Carol Green on 40. We've got Ian Miller on 36. There's some good scores here. Who else we got down? Graham Gifford and the 49 for the Giffords. Well done. Also Charlie and Michelle also on 49 points. We've got Carol Jackson, Home Alone 6 on 48. The Yorkers are on 38.5. Andrew and Jane are on 41. We've got Sarah Jane, Joe and James on 44. We got Split Difference on 53 points. Paula Lewis is also on 53 points. Latham House down on 44. We've got Ann Anderson on 45.5. Pick a Mix on 48. Alex Brown's on 44. We've got Mick Roberts on 45. PRS. We've moved on 52. We've got the Famous 5 on a very respectable 51. We've got Clive and Janet from Stockton on fantastic 50. And we've got Ian, Harry, Julian, and Julie, and Butler Shouts on 51. Penny Grant's now moved on to 37 with the Booper Brian's Girls moving on to a very respectable 42 points. Right, then we come to the final round of the night. Martin Davis, late entry on my own in a hotel in Wales. Oh, fantastic. Well, they let you into Wales, Martin. I'm surprised. What are you doing? Fishing? How on earth have you got yourself into Wales? I thought they were on lockdown. Wouldn't let you in there. Mind you. Come on, Sky Blues. Does that mean they're... Oh, and Denise, 53 points. Well done, Denise. Some greats there. What's that? Parent caring duties. Ah, there we have it. We all have to do it, don't we, Martin? It's a long way for you, though, I have to say. Oh, well, are you staying down there for Christmas or what? A pair of you gone down? Oh, well, you'll have to let me know. Right then. This is the... Oh, he's on his own. Oh, well, right. Round number 6 is basically a straightforward trivia round. We have 6 general trivia questions. Number one is, in fact, a very straightforward anagram. So you might like to write this down. Hilt, H-I-L-T, my, as in my, firm, F-I-R-M, ego. Hilt, my firm ego is an anagram of which American fashion designer best known for founding a lifestyle brand in 1985. It's a 2-word answer I'm after. So Hilt, my firm ego is an anagram of which American fashion designer best known for founding a lifestyle brand in 1985. Question number 2 is a tricky one because this has changed over time, which might confuse people, it might not do. But I'm sure not everybody's going to get a point on this one, we'll see. The colour scheme of the original Rubik's Cube contains 6 different colours. Name 5 of them for half a point, and all 6 will get you a full point. So you've got to be careful here. So it's the colour scheme of the original Rubik's Cube. It contains 6 different colours. Name 5 of them for half a point, and all 6 for a full point. Now, I'm sure if you're in teams together, you'll all be arguing over which colours are which, so get on and have a good bit of arguing. This always helps, Martin, when you're on your own. You can argue with yourself instead then. It's often easier arguing with yourself than arguing with a wife. so to speak, or the rest of your team. Is Ken playing tonight? Me and Ken used to argue all the time, didn't we, Ken? So it's just 6 straightforward colours I want for that. Question number 3. How many gallons of beer would you normally expect to find in a firkin? Come on, a nice easy giveaway, that one for Christmas. So how many gallons of beer would you normally expect to find in a firkin? Well, it's been great to see so many people online again tonight. We've had 60 plus tonight, which is very good for a Wednesday. I don't firkin know, says Georgia. Well, you've seen those. You know what a firkin looks like, do you, Georgia? If you go to all the trendy pubs, they normally have a few firkins stacked up outside or something. They're about that big. About that. And they're not very big, but they're big enough, and they weigh enough, just enough for Rory could probably just about oink one into the back of a van. So it's about that weight, so you can guess how many gallons it's gone in it by that. Question number 4. Which of the following songs was #1 first on the UK singles charts? I'll give you a choice. Was it Robbie Williams with Rock DJ? Was it Chef with Chocolate Salty Balls? Or was it Killing Me Softly by the Fugees? These are all songs that reached #1, not far apart. But which of the following songs was #1 first on the UK singles charts? I'll give you the choice. Was it Robbie Williams with Rock DJ? Was it Chef with Chocolate Salty Balls? Or was it Killing Me Softly by the Fugees? I don't fucking know. Question number 5, pretty straightforward for all you quizzers. Of the 11 main London Underground lines, which comes first alphabetically? So of the 11 main London Underground lines, which comes first alphabetically? Better take those. I think you better take those measurements out of the next one, Liz. Yeah, just take the measurements. Sorry, doing a bit of looking about there. I've got to put all the answers in the question. Question number 6. It's a matter of which is the tallest of the following. So which of the following is taller? Scarfell Pike's height above sea level. Scarfell Pike's height above sea level. The tallest building in the world, the Burj Khalifa. Or the drop of the Angel Falls. So which of the following is taller or higher? Is it Scafell Pike's height above sea level, the tallest building in the world, the Burj Khalifa, or the drop of the Angel Falls? Not a lot between them. What we got here? Russ is singing Chocolate Salty Balls now. Get up. There's always got a one that knows all the lyrics, I suppose. Well done, Russ. Keep it up. It helps if you've had a beer or two. I hope you've got a pint in your hand. Mike's put, yeah, what are the songs for question 4? But he says, sorry, I got it now, so he's got it. Right, question number 7. London Heathrow Airport is situated close to the intersection of which 2 major motorways? Sarah says he's sober, don't encourage him. Sing up, Russ. I'll be able to hear you from rugby. It's a shame we're not zooming, and then you could unmute your microphone, but never mind. So question 7 again. London Heathrow Airport is situated close to the intersection of which 2 major motorways? He's sober. He ought to be, it's before Christmas, he should be having a pint. Maybe next week. He's not allowed one this week. I know he's probably working. Don't want to encourage anything. What's that? An atoll. I know Denise doesn't like motorway intersection questions at all. Oh dear. Question number 8. Which military rank connects 3 words? The 3 words Beefheart, Birdseye, and Corelli. So which military rank connects the 3 words Beefheart, Birdseye, and Corelli? At all. Oh dear. I'm going to have to send you a this year's calendar of British motorways to these. British A roads. The definitive calendar. Oh dear. Right, penultimate question. Question number 9. What colour is the Science and Nature wedge, which is awarded in the game of Trivial Pursuit? English motorway is going to ruin my perfect score. Come on, you must have been. Have you never flown into Heathrow? London Heathrow. Come on, you can have a guess. You can have a guess there, Denise. And finally, question number 10. This is one I reminded myself. I haven't heard it for years, but I saw it on the telly the other day. I thought I must have this one in the quiz because it's one that all quizzers should know this answer straight away. What is the only country in the world whose name contains all the 5 vowels used only once? Planes tend to use runways. Oh dear. So question 10 again. What is the only country in the world whose name contains all the 5 vowels used only once? It's probably the only one that uses them more than once as well. But there we have it. There are your 10 questions for tonight. Final round there. Denise is already moaning that she might have ruined her score with the motorway question, but never mind. There's plenty of other questions to ruin the chances on than that round, but never mind. How are you faring, Ange? You got an answer for everything? Not quite. Jane saying chaser, I think. Yeah, it could have been from a chaser, that one, but never mind. It's time I got on the chase. still failed dismally though. No. Oh dear. Right then, everybody. We all had a good go at those. As I say, there were one or two easy ones, one or two quite tricky ones in the last round there, but never mind. It's all a bit of fun. That's what we're doing it for. Hope you're still enjoying the quizzes. I know this is number 73, by the way, but never mind. Do 74 on Sunday, so do come and join us on Sunday if you've got nothing better to do. We are getting very close to Christmas. I will be in full attire on Sunday. I will probably put a silly hat on. And, well, I won't tell you what else I'll be wearing, but never mind. Mind boggles, yeah. Well, at least you can only see top half of me anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Right then, let's go through round 6 and give you some answers. Do remember, if you've enjoyed the quiz tonight, to give me a thumbs up in the thumbs up button. It's only at the bottom of the page, and if you don't subscribe to my YouTube channel, do feel free. Just hit the subscribe button at the bottom. It's always welcome, because if I can get to 1,000 subscribers, we'll be doing well. But anyway, we'll worry about that later. Here we go then. Hilt My Firm Ego is an anagram of which American fashion designer? That's Tommy Hilfiger. Tommy Hilfiger. Well done if you got that. Number 2, the original colours. Now I'll go slowly. Do remember, if you've got 5 of these, you'll get half a point. If you can get all 6, it's a full point. But I doubt that anybody's going to get all these. We started off, the original one was white, red, blue, orange, yellow, and green. So the original 6 colours were white, red, blue, orange, yellow, and green. Now, there were various variants on that colour scheme over the years, but the only real definitive is either I put in what's on there now or what was on there originally, but I think the original was better. So half a point if you've got 5, and if you get all 6, that's a full point. Question number 3, how many gallons of beer would you normally expect to find in a firkin? Well, I told Rory and Georgia that it was about that big. Not that I can see where my hands are, but about that big by about that. It's 9 gallons, 9 gallons. And it weighs quite a lot. Number 4, following songs. Number 1 first. Well, we had Chef and His Salty Balls was 1998. We had Robbie Williams was 2000, but it was the Fugees in 1996 with Killing Me Softly. That was the first to reach number 1. So the Fugees were the right answer, 1996. Number 5 was the Bakerloo line, comes alphabetically first. Number 6, that was a tricky one, which is highest. Scaffold Pike's height above sea level, that's 978 metres. The Burj Khalifa, that's 830 metres. Or was it the Angel Falls drop? That's 979 metres. So it's the Angel Falls. That's a hell of a drop. Especially as it's a few metres worth, quite a bit bigger than the Burj Khalifa, I wouldn't believe that, really. Number 7, London Heathrow Airport is situated close to the intersection of the M4 and the M25, of course. Number 8, it was Captain, as in Captain Beefheart, Captain Birdseye, and Captain Corelli. Number 9, the colour in the Science and Nature wedge, of course, is green. And what is the only country in the world whose name contains all 5 vowels used only once? That's Mozambique. Mozambique. Well done if you got that. Right then, everybody, if you can total your scores up, let's see where we've got winners, losers, just about runners up, or whatever else, or just in it to win it. So, very well done, everybody, and thank you very much for taking part tonight. Do remember to give me the thumbs up if you like the quiz tonight. Do feel free to come and join us on a Sunday night. Sunday nights are a little bit more popular. I don't quite know why. I haven't quite figured that one out, but never mind. Maybe we've got more time on a Sunday night in the middle of the week. Perhaps people are working. Right. PRS straight in with 60.5 points. That's a great score. As is Graham and Jane Gifford on 57. That's another great score. The Yorkies end up for 47.5. That's another good score. Mick Roberts on 43. We've got Ian Miller on 44. Andrew and Jane on 49 points. Sarah and Russ and Joe James on 52 points. That's a good score. The famous 5 on 59 points. We've got Carol Green on 50. Well done, Carol. Split the difference on 63 points. That's a fantastic score. We've got Penny Graham on 45. Others is on 51.5. Michelle Gibbons, she put, what's that, 55. Brilliant last question. We didn't get it. Now, I thought it was an interesting question, that one. Paula Lewis on 62.5 points. Pigger Mixer on 57. Alex Brown on 51. We've got Klein and Janet from Stockton on 58.5. Home Loan 6 on 57. We've got the Latham House Lockdown going on 52 points. Ian Harry, Julian, Ian on the bottle of Shrats. Oops, but that's a fantastic score, 58 points. We got Mike Yates on 46 points. Carol's put Democratic Republic of the Congo. It possibly is, but it doesn't use the... I think the O is used more than once there, Carol, but never mind. It's good, actually. If it's, it probably is right as well. Jackie Skip, Booby Prior Skills are on 49. So is Sunday's quiz a Christmas quiz if you're dressing up? And Denise has put 62.5 guessed M4 and 7. Well done. Yeah, the M25. It's right next to the M25, and all the others lower numbered motorways emanate from London anyway. So yeah, well done. No, it's an Easter quiz. What's that? Uzbekistan. Thank you for another great quiz, says Denise. Right then, for Sunday. Yes, I will be dressing up. It will be a Christmas quiz. We'll try and put a bit more fun into it as it's Christmas. I know it's difficult to put fun in at the same time because can we have everybody getting all the answers right all the time? I don't know. Maybe we'll have a round so everybody can get everything right. That's silly. But great to see you all. Thank you for taking part tonight. And hopefully we'll see you all Sunday night. It is Sunday. Where are we today? It's the 16th. Where are we? 20th, is it? Is it Sunday the 20th? Something like that, anyway. That'll be the next one. So thanks, night, everybody. And thanks, Carol. Thanks, Sarah. Thanks, Ian. Thanks, Graham. Thanks, Michelle. Faye, Denise, anybody else has put the names up. But thank you all for taking part. Jackie, Skip, and Carol and the gang. It's been great to see you all. Yes, we'll try and make it a Christmas quiz on Sunday for you all. And we'll go from there. All right. So good night, everybody. And stay safe. We'll see what the lockdown rules are tomorrow. See whether we can open the day before Christmas. That should be fun. Good night, all. Cheers. Stay safe.